There's a lot of brutally honest truth that this episode of your boy dropped on us. And it's one of those things where I come back to the phrase starving artist because ultimately most people, 99.9%, hell, probably even a bit more than that, who aspire to be a painter, a sculptor, a YouTuber, all these different things that generally you need to make your own path in order for it to be a financially successful career. There's basically three paths, I'll say, in all of those fields. Luck, that explodes you and you get to do what you love the way you love it and you're not held down, things like that. You end up quitting because it's not financially feasible, or you sell your soul and you can continue to make money, kind of what you love, but not exactly. There was actually a story a couple years back, I remember. There was an animator, I think it was Disney, what should be a dream job, they ended up quitting. Paid amazing, but ultimately they couldn't draw in the way that they wanted to because you have to abide by company guidelines in terms of their style. And even though it was so financially feasible, they ended up not staying there, and they made an article about it. And the reason I bring all this up is that it's going to be very easy for people to look at Nanami's situation or even the manager who kind of got their group successful and say either A, why did she do it? Why doesn't she leave? Or, this or that. But ultimately, money makes the world go round. If we all could pay our way with passion, no one would work a day in their life because everyone would spend their days doing what they love. The unfortunate truth is that most people need a 9-to-5 job. And when it comes to even stuff like YouTube, right? I'll take my own experience. It took me years and years of grinding, working full-time, part-time jobs alongside YouTube to get to the current point I'm at where I'm not rich, I'm not making mad bang, but I get the job done. Am I exploding in popularity and views? No. But even to get to where I'm at, less than 0.1% of people on YouTube are even going to get to where I'm at. And then to get to the point of hundreds of thousands of subs, which doesn't always even equal big payments either, but to get to the people who are making hundreds of thousands and millions, that's even less than, the percentage I just gave. So the idea of essentially, not being able to pay your bills, having to have all these different jobs, and then ultimately a chance came around that, they dressed up in clothing they didn't want to wear. They didn't perform the type of music they wanted to perform. And eventually they stopped performing altogether and it was just lip singing and everything like that. But they were financially successful. And most people are going to stick with that because you want to have a roof over your head. You want to have food in your stomach. And you want to enjoy luxurious things without feeling like you're going to go in debt to do so. And the idea of Nanami's escape on the streets, which now is being ripped away, that was the one thing that let her feel like she was still an artist and not just an industry puppet, right? And there's a wide variety of opinions on should you think they're bad people or, they sold their souls. Even though I refuse to sell my soul on YouTube by, pandering to rage bait, clickbait, and things that are generally not for me but for other people, because the way I look at my YouTube is it's a diary of things I enjoy. I'll try to get views, but I'm not going to sell my soul to get there. I don't blame people who do, though. I don't look at channels who specifically are clearly just making content for views as bad people. I say they want to make a lot of money. I just personally, I can't do it. In good conscience, I can't go to that lengths. So that's why when I look at Nanami's situation and the reason her bandmates or even she initially initiated, I can't blame her, nor can I blame people in the music industry who let basically robots write their songs and then they get number ones on the charts. Do I personally go out of my way to listen to that type of stuff? No, but I understand why people do. And that's what makes this episode so brutally honest, is that it hits you with reality, because most people aren't going to have a Kongming in their life. Most people aren't going to have someone who came from the Three Kingdoms era who is so smart that he can navigate a world where passion ends up succeeding. And, for every 100 of people who actually just follow what they believe in, they do what they enjoy, there's hundreds of thousands who don't make it and have to go back and work at Burger King or go back to school and do a job that they don't want. And that's what makes, I think, an episode like this so powerful, is that whether you've reached this point in your life, you fear this point in your life, or you completely think that will never be me, what makes an episode like this so great is it's realistic. And I think that's what's amazing, is that we all hold on to that hope. And, I think Aiko is definitely going to be this moment anyway, with her finding her voice, singing for someone else that she cares for. I definitely think that's going to reach through to Nanami's soul for sure. But at the same time, not everyone's going to be Aiko. Not everyone's going to be lucky enough to meet the right people, upload at the right time. There's a lot of things, and skill and talent isn't enough to make it anywhere. There's so many times where the reason people get cast in a movie is because of who they know, not because of talent. And it's one of the unfortunate things, is that there's just too many people in our world, meaning that not everyone gets their fair shot. And, I think that's what makes an episode like this so painful, is that it's almost like the depressing truth of reality. For an anime to just be about singing, that's easily all it could be. It hits you with that real emotional swing, and to see the rise and fall, or technically the fall and then rise, and then fall again, it's painful, man. I really feel like the direction they're probably going to go, because given the fact that they're still establishing rivals is still on the table, most likely she's either going to convince this man to let her perform her own songs, and then in return, she'll probably end up failing to Aiko, but ultimately, that could be a direction. Or she's going to end up quitting the band. Because even though she did establish, there's such a moneymaker behind her and everything, it's not like she could just up and quit. There's probably some contract stuff and things like that, but ultimately, there's probably going to be an exit clause some way that she can navigate, or there's going to be a change that at the very least she gets to make it feel a little more genuine for her, or she's out. But, when you look at kind of industry acts, they can easily replace people who don't want to be there because the money's so good, anyone can fill the role, sort of a thing. Especially given the fact that, they seemingly don't even perform live, it's all just dancing, so therefore they can... how many YouTubers have made music recently? They can't sing for shit, but if you edit properly, it can make anyone sound like they have an angelic voice. So they don't even need actually talented people. They need people who are attractive and can dance properly, right? It's the unfortunate truth to the music industry, but most bands can't play with passion alone, as passion doesn't pay the bills. And believe me, as someone who's, been a starving YouTuber before and, has been a starving artist, I feel the pain where she's coming from. I think my lucky stars every day to be where I'm at currently, where I don't have to worry about the bills. But it's not like I reached skyrocket financial success. It's more so I just did what I enjoy. But I see so many people that when I first started out, I thought they were going to be bigger than me, and I still see them struggling when I think they probably deserve more subs than me, right? It's one of those things where talent doesn't equal success. It's really luck at the end of the day. That's what makes an episode of this just so damn insane. Sorry to get a little more personal in terms of connecting it to so many different real world things, but I think for an episode like this, it's definitely needed to really analyze the complexity of the subject matter. But thoughts, if you have any, what do you hope to see with the last few episodes now that we are into the thick of it? So let me know your feelings down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.